Okay. I've gotten a number of texts and messages from you guys, so that's okay. Don't worry about making them live. I'm kind of used to this. But you guys do all like the replays, so we're just gonna keep going and keep doing this. So welcome if you're here on the replay, and I have lots of things to share with you today. I'm looking right now at my notes, so if I kind of look like I'm staring at the screen, but not like staring through you, that's probably why. Until I get that pulled up. I do love when you guys are live just because I can actually like hear your wins and just converse and see you. And that is, it's a huge part of accountability, just being able to check in and I see you, you see me, like, hey, okay, you're here, you're in existence. Honestly, when I got sick, I felt like, gosh, I'm glad that I do have so much going on, because I'm not sure if anybody would know to check on me. I like just came home and crashed, and I did not have a clue that that was going to be as long as it was of a sickness. So the accountability, I think, is really huge, and you guys hold me accountable just as much as I can hold you accountable, because I'm responsible to show up for you as well. And so it means I've got to be prepared. I've got to make sure that I'm following up with you guys, and I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to beat down your door and make sure you're doing your workouts, make sure you're doing your meals and plans and your food and stuff like that. Like, this is the type of a coaching program where it's like, it's available for however much you want to tap into it. And so, like, I'm a part of a couple of containers of support. In one, I am very involved in, and I show up, give a lot of FaceTime to at times. And then there's times where I'm giving and showing up at the other and giving a lot of FaceTime to that group. But there are groups that I am accountable for and I am paying money for. So I want to get the most out of it. I want to make sure that I am getting all of the tools, all of the good juju, all the good juicy information that I am wanting, so that I can thrive and succeed in these things that I am endeavoring in. Actually, I'm in 3 containers of support. Now, I mean, there's so many. It's like, but it is accountability. It is something where I cannot just phone it in. I just can't just drop off the face of the planet, or I've been wasting a lot of money, and that's not going to get anybody anywhere anyway. So getting back from being so sick has been an interesting journey of itself. It's only Wednesday and I feel 100%. I have not worked out yet, but I probably feel like I will either today or tomorrow for the first time. And that's something that I think I like deal a lot with people in my programs, and even just in my one-on-one. When you get sick, what it feels like when you get back to the gym. And it does. I don't like to tell the story that it feels like I'm starting all over again, because hell no, it doesn't feel like I'm starting all over again. I remember what that felt like. I remember I couldn't last 30 minutes in the gym with my trainer, much less, I mean, my people do an hour to start with. So, I mean, you guys already blow my mind. And I'm so proud of you guys, but it's interesting. Think about the stories that we tell ourselves and the stories that we attach to certain things when we don't perform in a way that we expect that we should. And then you ask yourself, why do I have this expectation? Why is there this standard? And it could be because somebody else is doing it this way, or I'm doing it that way, or somebody else in the group is, and you're watching them. And, the thing about we have to remember is we're all on our own journey and our own path, and we can often get caught up in what we are doing because we think that's what other people want us to do, or we don't want to disappoint anybody, but they don't care. They just don't. That it's your life, your journey, your time. no one cares that much about what's going on in your world. And I hope that's received the way it's meant to be received, because, and this is all said in love, but we are all so self-absorbed in our own lives and in our own worlds that I don't know how we even think that there is an expectation people have on us in any capacity. They're so inward in life, in their own junk, that whether we do this path, that path, stick to this job, change to that job, break up with that person, get together with that person, no one cares. They might be like, oh, so and so got together, or oh, so and so broke up, or oh, did you hear they left? I wonder if they got fired, for a minute, until like noon happens and they go to lunch and they're like, oh, did you see the Kardashians? Da 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 da. I mean, we think people think about us more than they really do. And what we really need to be doing is thinking about ourselves more than we do, and not everybody else around outside of us. So one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about today, because it's something I've just recently been dealing with, and it's something that I talk to all of my clients about so frequently, is how do we stay motivated? How do we, when life hits us, and life freaking hit me, it ran over me, and I was bedridden. I mean, I could think about all the things that I'm like, I should be at the gym training so-and-so right now. And then so-and-so is going to show up later. And I could think of all the things that I was supposed to be doing and that I wasn't getting done. I can think about my house and how dirty and all the dust was accumulating, and things on the floor, and my laundry not done, and just my bathroom not clean. All these things you can think of and put all this pressure on you. And it's like, I just needed to rest and allow whatever was running through my body to run its course, and then pick the pieces up from there. And honestly, I made it way worse in my head than it was when I was finally able to like sit up and be like, okay, what's going on in this world? How are you? Where are my children? Head count everybody. My dogs are still alive, barely, because they were like, mom's barely feeding us and she's not giving us a lot of potty breaks. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm doing my best. Because my boys were gone that week, even though they kind of stopped in and helped me with a few things. There's a lot. And I know you guys have a lot. And we put it there. And I love my life. I love how abundant in the people that I get to be with and around and train and glean wisdom from as well. I love having nice, full, fun schedule. That's just how I roll. I am a balls to the wall kind of person. I have been since I was a teen. Brian reminds me all the time that he's like, you've been this way forever. I'm like, I know, I hate this. I hate that I can't. I hate being restricted. I hate being told whether it be by my body that I can't do something. I mean, I even got irritated when I was pregnant with my children. Bless their hearts. They're just like, we're just trying to become a human. And I was just irritated because I couldn't bend over and get my shoe tied without getting heartburn, or I couldn't fit through certain aisles anymore at work, so I had to roll silverware in the back, and there's just all kinds of limitations that we get put on us, and we can either bitch and moan, which I did a little bit of that. That's okay. And then we can just say, hey, this is the card you are dealt, and there's a reason why you were dealt this. This was life saying, slow down. And I slowed down. I rested, I slept, I did what I needed to do to take care of me. I trusted that everybody had what they needed, unless you have to believe that people have it. We don't have to have our hand in every single thing for it to run smoothly. Did you know that? It's true. You don't have to have control over every single thing in your house, every single thing in your business, every single thing in your kids' lives for it to go smoothly. Like, people are capable. And you know what? That's part of their journey is, okay, I usually have mom or coach or whatever telling me what to do and in the order to do it in. And now I'm kind of left to figure this out on my own. And it's like, yes, you are. You get to decide. You have some autonomy. And to be able to pass the baton to either another person or the people that need to take care of the things that you help so much with, it's liberating, to say the least. And to be honest, we really don't have to have our hand in all of the things that we have our hand in as much as we do. And it's oftentimes an excuse to not focus on us. And I'm just going to do a little bit of real talk right now. I've had clients at times say, well, I can't work out in the morning because I've got to get the kids ready for school and they've got to get them breakfast and I've got to get their lunches made. And I've got to, then when I come home, I got to make their beds. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Stop right there. Beds. Why are beds needing to be made when you get home after they get dropped off at school? What's going on here? I'm missing something. Well, that's just like what I do. They're not going to get made otherwise. I go, so the fuck what? They're not going to get made. What's more important? Made beds that no one's going to see, or your own personal health and wellness? Let's look at this for a second. And we hide behind all of the busyness and the hurriedness that we create in our lives. That is totally unnecessary. We create the chaos in our life. We create our own reality. So if you're creating the reality that you're in, that means good news. You can create a new reality. And that means that you can start shifting your focus on things that are really not going to make a hill of beans difference to your health and wellness, which when you come to me and you say, I need help, this is not working, whatever I'm doing. And I say, okay, great, let's work together. Would you like to work together? And you say, yes, sign on dotted line. And then I give you the curriculum and I give you the information and all of this good stuff. And then all these objections start coming up. Well, I do this. Well, I already do that. Or that's just not me. Heard that one more than a few times. I'm like, well, what is you? What is you? Or is it something that you just want to sit on the couch and let it come to you? Or are you willing to do a little bit of sweat equity here? Because that is what it takes. If you see people who have their shit together and their health in order and their finances are booming and their relationships are doing great, I can guarantee you this one thing: they have a morning routine. I would bet my life they have a morning routine, you guys. And so, did I do the morning routine when I was sick? No, I didn't do any routine other than sleep when I was sick, but that was okay. Come Monday morning, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, maybe set my alarm a little bit later so that I could ease back into that morning, because you can't just go back into it. You have got to ease into it. And I was kind to myself and I did my journaling. I tried doing a little bit of meditation. I did okay, a little bit of breath work, and then made my coffee and I said, okay, I'm up. Here we are. This is good. You're doing good. I did my affirmations and then I did it again. And I had a better day and I did even better in my breath work the next day. And I was starting to really get energized and I wasn't getting drained by getting up so early. This morning I had to get up at 4:40. And this is just coming off of the heels of being very, very sick and just getting into my routine again. 4:40 came, and I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. There is no problem here. And do you know why that I've had such an easy re-entry into my life? Is because I'm disciplined, and I've disciplined it so much in my daily routine that it's just natural to do. It's more and more natural for me to get up and do these things and get back on pace and get back on track. But if you don't get into this discipline and this routine, you're really going to get derailed. I mean, if you kind of just poke a stick at it and see if it wiggles, you know, and you're not real serious about it, and if you are or not, you know who you are, if whoever's watching this, like a lint, if you're not getting the results you want, you got to look in the mirror and you got to ask yourself why. Because it's not due to the amount of tools that you have to your disposal, but it is making a decision and executing these things every single day, regardless of the emotion. Okay. Regardless of how you're feeling in that very moment, you're going to feel tired at 4:40. You're going to feel tired at 5:30. You're going to feel tired at 7. Think about it. Do you still feel tired even if you woke up 30 minutes later? Was that 30 minutes really like that big of a game changer for you? Or is getting up and knowing I'm doing this for me because I want to live my life intentionally and I want the results that I want and I know I can get them. These are the things that I've got to do to get my life in order spiritually, physically, mentally, financially, in my love life. There are certain things you do your own routine in the morning. I guarantee your love life is going to change dramatically because you are going to change. You're going to gain confidence. You're going to gain clarity. You're going to have less anxiety, depression, sleep issues. When you can get up every single day and show up for yourself. This is real talk, you guys. I'm telling you, we need a kick in the pants, and it can't come from an outside source. It can, like the program, but if you don't work the program, it doesn't matter if you're in it or not. If you don't do the things that the program is suggesting you do, it's not going to work. It only works if you do it. So I can give you an example. I feel like there's a hair touch. Oh, there we go. I can give you an example, something that I don't know how this is happening other than maybe my son has just watched me and he is my flesh and blood and he comes from me and has that same kind of crazy discipline. But my 15-year-old, he is cranking up the discipline notches even more. And he hit a plateau, didn't gain like what he wanted to or have the results like he wanted to. Whether results are to lose or gain, it doesn't matter. You don't get the results you don't want. What do you do? What do you do with that? Do you just throw your hands up in the air and say, oh, it's not working? I don't think this is in the cards for me. I'm just meant to be like this. Or are you like, okay, all right, it has my attention here. What's going on? All right, I know I'm doing this. Check, 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 check. I know I'm doing that. Oh, I could probably dial that in. I could dial that in too. What about that? Okay, let's dial those 3 things in and see if we get some movement and get some traction. And as you go, you do have to refine and refine and refine. You can't just stop drinking soda pop and lose 30 pounds. It's not like that kind of a concept. This is intentional living with purpose. And when you live with purpose and intention, you don't hit that snooze button. You want to get up and you want to start this day because you know you are a powerful creator and you need to start creating. You need to start drawing in. And you do that first thing you do that, how you do that is you spend time alone in the morning on yourself, getting grounded, meditating, not flipping through Facebook or doing all this stuff around the house or dealing with children. Get up in enough time that you're going to have this space that is just meant for you, and you protect that with your life. So many times I'm on coaching calls with people and they're like, gosh, I don't know why this is happening. My business used to really, it had a really great month like 3 months ago, and it's been crickets ever since. And it's just like, but I haven't done my morning routine as religiously as I used to. It's like, oh, really? Okay. Well, let's talk about that. Do we need to get back into that? Is it really that simple? Just to get back into a morning routine more consistently, meaning every day. And it is. It is, because once you get yourself in alignment, that's when the universe can do its magic. But if you are resistant and you've got all this stuff in front that you're hiding behind, and all these excuses of why this is not going to happen and that's not going to happen because you got this and this and that, I can give you 5 dozen people that have double the stuff on their plate that get shit done. So it's just old excuses, old news. It doesn't move me in any way. So, and if this is hitting home, I really hope that you can take some self-inventory and be like, okay, yeah, she's right. I'm not doing the things that I know I need to do. And these are very simple things that make a huge impact on my health, my mental health, my finances, my relationships, all of it, my spiritual life, who I am, my quality of living. Then you need to wake up. You can't wait for somebody to come along and like take your hand and drag your ass with them. Everybody's in this for themselves and are trying to find their own happy. So it's your job to find your own happy. Even if you're in the same house as somebody else who's on their own path and own journey, it's not their job to help you find your happy. You must find it on your own and stand on your own 2 feet. So back to Pilot, he is changing. There are things happening in him that most 40-plus-year-olds they don't navigate very well. He's like, I really feel like I'm okay with some people not being in my life anymore. They're not, I've got this specific goal, this specific direction. It means everything to me. And I feel good about myself. I gain a ton of self-confidence. I have a ton of clarity on who I am as a person, who I want to be, how I want to show up in this world. And there's a natural deselection happening in his life at the ripe age of 15 that us adults are terrified to venture down that path. Terrified. Because we're comfortable. We just get comfortable and we're in this little bubble, and we get our fulfillment from the people in our bubble with us, and they tell us that we're good and we're worthy and we have value and they love us, so we must be lovable, and we start taking on even the habits of the people that we're hanging around and start talking like them and start like thinking like them. And if you're not careful, the people you're around are going to turn you into somebody you are not. And it's not going to be a positive direction for you. And what Pilot's learning is that, I'm going to be a leader. I am a leader. I'm my leader. And I want to be who I want to be, not because somebody else told me to be that way, but because that's what I identify with. That's what resonates with me, and it feels good. I feel confidence. I feel happiness. I feel clarity and peace. Used to deal with lots of anxiety, some depression, social anxiety hugely. And now he's just got this calm, just steady current going on. And you can feel it in him. You can feel it when you're in his presence. He is navigating the whole natural deselection of people in his life. That is a little strange because most 15-year-olds are looking to gain a lot of friends. And he's looking at maybe some people kind of falling away. And so, and I use him as an example because if a 15-year-old boy can do this and doesn't care about what other people think about what he's doing because he's staying true to who he is, then we shouldn't either. We should not care. We are not here for other people. We are here for us and our experience. And through being here for our experience, do we get to resonate and give and experience and co-create with other people. And that's fantastic and that's wonderful. But there should not be this dependency, this need on people. So when we discipline, we have our morning routine, then life throws us a curveball, we get sick, a family member passes, we have to travel, some crises happens in the family or in business. That is what you hold tightly to, because life can get you flipped upside down. And you may not be able to execute those perfectly, but when life settles right away, you get right back into it. And there's no ground lost with that. And we wonder why we're on this big yo-yo pendulum swing, dieting. We had it together. Now it's all this shit. Now we have it together. Now it's all this shit kind of life. And that's not the life anyone wants to live. We want stability. We want to know what to expect. And we want to be able to be happy. That's it. We want to be happy. But we look at happy in all the wrong places. In people, jobs, children, stuff, how we look, And where we really have to start is in here and do the inside work, because then the outside work's not going to matter. We're in this program, and a lot of you have had great results, amazing results. But could you imagine dialing that in even more? Think about, and I don't know everyone's routine. I hope there's good routines. I can only hope that. It's something I preach. It's something that I put in curriculum. It's something that I encourage all of my one-on-one people, that we've got to get, prep your food if you need to prep your food, because you're not getting your protein intake in. You're not getting your water in, get a game plan in place if you're not executing these things. And everybody needs that. Everybody needs that kind of a tool or help at times. It's about you tapping into it. It's the user part that needs the work. And when that gets worked on and you get that traction, you guys, it doesn't matter what happens in life. Nothing is going to knock you out. I would not say that my sickness knocked me out. For a few days it did, and that's okay. Was I a little worried about getting back into it? Yeah, because I started my morning routine not that long ago, if you all remember. It was back in December, and I've been diligent. Even on the weekends I get up. I might get up like at 6:30 or 7 on the weekends because I don't have anywhere to be in the morning, but I still get my morning routine in. I always start my day with that. A little pick me up. And I say this all with love, y'all, because there was a time in my life where I was circling the drain and I had 3 little boys, their little eyes looking at me like, Mom, what now? What do we do? Can you come play? And I was not available in any way. Mentally, emotionally, physically, not available. And it crushed me that I could not be there for them, because these little boys were just looking at their mama like, but we like you. We want to play with you, and we like to be around you. What's wrong? Why aren't you able to get up and do those things with us? Well, because I haven't been doing the things that I know I need to do to take care of me first. So mama's going to have to go do that. Okay. You'll be back? Yeah, maybe I'll be back. When will you be back? Back a couple hours. Okay. We play then? We play then. And I put me first, even though these beautiful little babies were looking at me. There's a knot in here. Were looking at me, and I'm just like, I got to do this for them. But that means I have to say no to them right now. And what that showed them was, okay, so she said no to us because she needed to go take care of herself. And we watched her and what she did. And she was prepping all this food, and she was even competing a little bit, and working and starting to build a little bit of a career. And I see mom doing all this stuff and getting healthy and happy. And she gets up every single morning, like before everybody in this house. And she is all ready to go already. Like she is locked and ready to take on the day, to support them in any way that they need. Pilot wanted to work out late last night. And I said, buddy, it's kind of late. And he's like, I know, I just got to do this. And I said, I'm not going to stand in your way. We'll find a way. We'll find a way to get you in the gym, and I'll come get you when you need me. And I didn't get home with him till 10 o'clock last night. And then not to mention the hour that we were talking after that, because he needed me. But I can do that with him because I take care of myself. And even though I was sick not that long ago, I have been able to bounce back fairly fast. And I'm able to stay up with my son, listen to him, support him, tell him just through doing that how important he is to me and that he's on the right path. And then knowing I'm going to wake up at 4:40 in the morning and I'm going to be doing this. But it's the motivation of knowing I'm doing this for them as well. I got to keep myself in such pristine, great health so that I can be there for them, so that I can be there for you guys, so that I can be there for my future clients and the future people that I get to work with. And I plan on being here for a long time. And I know a lot of you have told me that that's what you want. It's not necessarily to lose weight. It's not to look great naked, which I mean, you will, because that's just going to happen. But you want good health. You want to feel good and be healthy and be energized and have energy. Where do you think that comes from? Your fuel, good food that you give your body. Well, how do you get that in your body? You discipline yourself to go shop and get all the ingredients and cook it and put it all together and pour love into it, and know that you're taking care of yourself right now by cooking all of this stuff. This is your form of self-love right here. It's late and I'm tired, but I'm prepping my food. Last night, Pilot needed some sort of protein for the day. There was no protein prepped. I'd gone grocery shopping, but there was not any protein freshly prepped. I said, okay, listen, you're going to grab 2 of the chicken breasts out of the chicken thing that we have, and you're going to throw it in the air fryer. You're going to go shower. And then after that, you're going to get it all cut up and you're going to put it in your containers and you'll be good to go. And so being able to teach also, all right, this is what you got to do, even though it's late and you're tired and you're stinky and you just want to get into bed. He knew, if I don't do this, I'm going to be behind the 8 ball and I won't have anything for myself tomorrow. And my goal is more important to me than that extra 15 minutes it took to throw that chicken breast in the air fryer. Think about the things that we skip out on, how much time it really takes us to do. And how much time do we spend on other pointless things? How much time do you spend on TikTok or Reels or YouTube Shorts or even just whatever we just watch and just zone out to? Is that serving your goal? Is that serving your ultimate purpose that you have set for your intentions for life? And if you haven't set those intentions, let's talk about that. You got to get clear on that. First thing you ask yourself is, well, why do I want this? Why do I want to do this? Well, I want to be here for my family. I want to be happy and healthy and travel and do all these things. Well, guess what? You're not going to do that from the couch. Not with the remote control in your hand. Real talk, guys. I'm sorry. It's just real talk today. Discipline is the ability to control one's impulses and desires, to stay focused on a particular goal or task. It involves a commitment to a particular course of action, even when faced with distractions or obstacles. That's it, guys. And the importance of the discipline in achieving your goal, it's essential for achieving your goal because it helps you stay on track towards your objective. And when you get setbacks and challenges, that discipline is what carries you through. It bridges the gaps. It helps you prioritize your time, your energy, and your focus on the most critical things first to achieve your goal. So was Pilot's task to, after we got talking in, the kitchen, to scroll around on TikTok for 20 more minutes and then think, oh yeah, I should get that chicken he could have had the chicken done by then. And you know what else my son has done voluntarily, because he loves himself enough and his goals and wants the success. He has turned off all notifications for all social media. I can't say I've done that. I have certain focus settings when I'm doing things where nothing comes through, except a few people that can text me in case of emergency, like my family. But yeah. Wow. Talk about discipline. And this is a 15-year-old boy, you guys. And I would talk about him even if he wasn't my son. I'm proud that he's my son. And I'm proud that he's doing these things and he is going, he's achieving. He is successful. It's not necessarily the destination that creates our success. It's that journey. That's the success. And that's the not giving up. And it's also not waiting for the perfect scenario to start something or to do something or to pull that trigger. You just got to do it dirty. Just do it dirty. Figure it out as you go. Nobody knows. Nobody knows you're figuring it out. You look like you got your shit together. I promise you do. I think everybody walking around on the planet has their shit together. Jazz, you need something? Grab your shoes. My door magically opened.
I'm gonna go grab the mail, so yeah.
Okay, just put it somewhere where I see it, okay?
Okay, and by the way, Thomas is like outside, so I might stay there for like 5 minutes.
Little Tom? Okay. Our little neighbor boy loves to play with Jazz. He's like about 2 years old. So when I was really sick, Jazz was bored out of her gourd and done with school. And I said, why don't you go and see if they can play? What?
I'll make sure she texts you.
Okay. So I said, she's like, I just want to play with someone my age or younger. I was like, okay, that's pretty specific. I said, well, you got Tom across the street, go across there. And they ended up just having a blast with her over there. She's like a little mini babysitter. They fed her, and I was just over here dying. But it was so great to have neighbors just to check in on me and let me borrow a thermometer that actually worked. I didn't even have a thermometer that worked. One of those head thingies that kept saying 93 degrees. I'm like, no, that's not right. But this discipline thing, you guys, I'm telling you, is your key. It's the key. It all boils down to discipline, not motivation. Fuck that. That comes like fourth phase. It's like decision. Okay, made a decision. I joined a program. Work, do the work. Hopefully, you're doing the work. Results. Ooh, I got some results. That's fun. Motivated. That's like number 4 on that list. It's not our first, it's not the first thing that happens. We can't expect that if we can change our story attached to a lot of things, our world is going to change for the better, and it's going to remain consistent. And that is something that I have heard over and over and over is, oh, I know it requires consistency. Well, why aren't you consistent? Why? Is it because it's not fun? Is it because of the stories that we're attaching to these tasks, like going to the gym or prepping our food or even going to the grocery store? Every time I'm on the phone with Brian at night, I'm usually showering and doing all my self-care, and we're just talking about our day and stuff. And I'll just randomly say, honey, I just love self-care. And he's like, I know you do. And it's just like before, self-care was a pain in the ass to me. It was just a task. It was just burdensome. I didn't find the value in it. I didn't see what it was doing for me. I didn't understand how doing these certain tasks put me in my feminine and really just let me receive love from myself. Like, it's not about receiving love from other people. Getting into your feminine is about being able to receive from you, and that compassion, and that you're okay, you're doing good, those affirmations, those pep talks, all those times where you're really low in the, in the dumps, and you gotta, no one's around. No one's around to pull you out. You have to pull you out. You have to care enough to pull you out. And we got to just get rid of that pride. We got to get rid of the old ways. We've got to just really understand that the stories that we're attaching to these things are the problem or are the solution. So, story that I started attaching to washing my hair. I used to even do lives about it. Oh, it's hair washing day. Everybody is going to be 3-hour night. It was just, I made it a big deal. And it was kind of on a negative side of things. I was like, it takes me forever to wash my hair. I hate it. But I love having long hair and beautiful hair. But as I caught myself, I got really nice shampoo. This gnat is absolutely killing me. They're like randomly in my house. I think because I have some plants in here. But I got a shampoo that I really loved and a conditioner that I really loved. And I looked forward to how my hair felt whenever I would do it. That's a huge part. So getting some good product that feels good. And I got really good lotion and I got a really good skincare. And this stuff doesn't have to break the bank, y'all. It just doesn't. You can, if you want to know what I use, then just hit me up. Just text me or whatever. Y'all have my number. Or just do it in the group. I mean, do it in this. I'm going to post this in the group and you just need to ask the questions and comments and engage. Like, the more engaged you are, the more success you're going to have. And I understand some people are a little bit more reserved in their involvement. I'm going to smack this thing. Sorry. This whole support call is going to be me going. Oh, well, I don't care. This is just life. Get the good stuff. You will thank yourself. And then enjoy it. Enjoy the warm shower. Enjoy the beautiful skin after you do the skincare. If you're looking for a good skincare line, I have the most amazing skincare line. I mean, look at, I know I have makeup on, but still my makeup still never looked this good. Even after the other skincares that I've had. So it's a game changer, especially for us in our 40s, there it is, 40s and 50s and 60s. We got to get the good stuff, ladies. We just got to. We can't go get the Walgreens brand stuff and expect to have this beautiful JLo glow. Okay. We got to invest in yourself. Okay. Invest in yourself. I spare no expense when it comes to my bedding, because that is where I recharge. That is where I rest. And I'm a queen. And that bed is fit for a queen. And that is me. My toothpaste even makes me look forward to brushing my teeth. I have the most amazing toothpaste. I have the most amazing leave-in conditioner that I love to smell. And I just brush my hair and I spray it and I just sit there and I just enjoy the aroma of that. And I just lotion, and it's not just moisturizing your skin. It is touching, giving yourself that physical touch. Maybe you don't have that physical touch going on right now. Be that for yourself. It can be sensual even. You do you, girl. You do you. It can be in any capacity. It is your domain. And I've learned to love this body. I have learned to explore my body in ways that I didn't feel comfortable before. And it wasn't because of weight. It wasn't because I just had babies. It was just the stories I have attached to certain things. Maybe how I grew up, something someone said, maybe even a movie I saw. Who knows where this comes from? But if you've got blocks, which is what we talk about in this program a lot, is we have this blocked energy that is manifesting in ways in our lives that it's like, okay, well, that's random. It's not random. It's not random. I have this book, Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. Get it. Get this book. It will resonate with you. It gives you the problem cause, and then the new thought pattern. Okay. And some of it, let's look up sty. I think I've looked this up before. Eye problems, see sty. Which, man, you guys, I've been battling those. I know I have some makeup some brush or something that's been contaminated that I didn't, but even though I was susceptible. And so I definitely take heed to this book, Sty Eye Problems, looking at life through angry eyes, angry at someone. I could think of one. It's not like I'm angry at them every day or all day, but do I still hold anger and resentment towards them? Maybe. The first die I got was right after I ran into them at a gas station for the first time since we'd broken up. Tell me if that, and I saw them out of my left eye, and that's where the sty developed. No shit. I'm not kidding you. So, and sometimes you just run into bacteria and you get styes. I get that. But the point is I'm always digging. I'm always evaluating. I'm always looking at myself inward. What's going on inside? And is there something there? Is there a check? Do I need to check something? Because I am taking full responsibility for this life and where I'm at, and all the unhappiness, all of the anger, all the resentment, all of the depression, all of the anxiety, all of the fear to be just ridden with fear, you guys, is just, that's a burden, that's a weight in and of itself. And even though it's an emotional and a mental weight, you know what that does to us physiologically? All of it's intertwined, all of it's interconnected. And so how do we sort through all of this stuff? There's just so much. And you get quiet. You sit with you and you alone. No one else does it. Just you. And until you get comfortable with being with just you, movement's not going to happen in your life in any area. May a little bit, but it'll be this yo-yo thing. It'll be this kind of roller coaster ride. But if you can be steady, be steadfast in who you are, and peeling away each layer of that onion, you may think you've got this all figured out because, well, I've done all of this breath work, I've done meditation, I do this every day. But there's always stuff to learn and glean, because we're this living, breathing being. We're changing, we're growing. It's what I was talking to Pilot last night about. Like, this is going to be a never-ending process of you doing this, and this is a beautiful thing. People will come and go, and some are meant to be in your life for a season, and some are meant to be there forever. And some may be in your life for a little bit, then not in your life, and then come back into your life as you guys have grown and become the people that you are and have come back into that space together. And then you get to explore that together. And so that is the variety of life. The spice of life is variety. But how we handle it is the biggest thing. It's not about what happens to us, because life will just hit you. It's about how you respond to it. So if we're not having movement in certain areas, we need to be honest with ourselves. And if you want to throw the excuse up, well, that's just not the kind of person that I am. That's kind of weak. Maybe that needs to be the person that you are for that to change, if you want that to change bad enough. And it's not asking for you to go run across the stage buck ass naked in front of tens of thousands of people. We're talking about sitting in your own living room for another 20 or 30 minutes extra in the morning and just sitting quietly and telling yourself, I am powerful. I am abundant. Everything that I touch turns to abundance. I draw this in like it is like I'm a magnet to it. All of these, I am so grateful for this. I'm grateful for my clients. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my health. That was a really hard one to even write down at first for me when I came back from being sick. But I am grateful for my health because even though still got sick, which you will, I don't remember getting sick like that, really, honestly, ever in my life, or the last time I got that sick. But I did, and it's okay. I wasn't defeated. It just was my body's way of going to the gym. My immune system needed a crash course at the gym. And now I'm strong and my supplements got to show up for me and I feel amazing and all is well. And I get to take all of this experience that I gleaned. Wouldn't it be difficult for you to hear from a coach that was like, oh yeah, just do this and do this. If you get sick, just do that. Who's never gotten sick, who's never had them, life just freaking steamroll them and lay them out for days. I mean, yeah, I guess they'd have something to share with you, but I feel like when somebody's truly gone through it and they've lived it and they've gotten on the other side of it, that's the person I want to talk to. I want to know how they got through all that because the proof is in the pudding. So, did I expect it? No, but I was grateful for my discipline. I was grateful for my habits. I was able to get right back into them and they served me to get back into a great mental space, emotional space. And I'm back with even more mental clarity and drive and motivation. I don't even like using that word, but I'm motivated. I'm motivated because I wake up every morning with intention. And if this is hitting you in the feels, okay? And if this is kind of like, oh, Leah, God, this sounds so great. I'm so happy for you. I love that you do that. And it's like, I admire that discipline. I get that a lot. I admire your discipline so much, as if it's something that is intangible to them. If this is something that you don't feel you've got quite a handle on yet, we need a one-on-one. This is not the only way you get support. But I check on y'all and I make sure that, hey, just checking on you. Thank you. Thank you, Stacy, for checking on me. And a lot of you for checking on me. Some of you didn't know I was sick, so that's not a big deal. But we're all in this together and we're a community of women to uplift each other. And it's not just me sitting up here telling all of you what to do. We are collaboratively living this life. I want to hear what you have to say and the experiences that you have. I want to hear your wins. I want to celebrate those. I want to navigate those rough waters and some obstacles that you might be perceiving are obstacles, but they're really not. These are all opportunities. And once you can elevate yourself to a place where it doesn't matter where the economy is at, it doesn't matter where the market's at, it doesn't matter what time of year, if your work is seasonal, it doesn't matter. Nothing around you matters. You find success. You find a way to find just purpose. And when you can get to that place, you're unstoppable. You're untouchable. And that motivation, all of that we look for and we hope we get, it is there. I'm motivated because I know when I do XYZ, every single morning, and I take this every single day, and I eat like this all the days, this is what I get. And this is what I must have in order for me to live the life that I want to live. There's no negotiating that. Until you can get out of the negotiation with yourself, you're going to just continue this pattern of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So get out of the negotiation chair with yourself and just either hold yourself to the fire, get somebody to hold yourself to the fire, which, hi, if maybe you have experienced me holding you to the fire, you're welcome, because that's my job, is to not let you quit and not let you phone it in and not hide behind excuses. And I say that all in love, all in love. And it's interesting because I think it, particularly the area that I live in, we're very kind and polite, but a lot of people aren't saying what they're thinking or what they're really thinking. And we're also nervous to hurt each other's feelings, or, oh, I don't like confrontation. Why does it have to be confrontational? Why can't it be just two women loving one another and saying, I see this for you. I see you successful, but this is what I also see that needs to change for you to get to where you want to be. There is always something great on the other side of fear. Always. It's just being able to break through that fear barrier. And if you need that helping hand, I am so game. Bring it on. I will go through the fire with you. I've had people go through the fire with me. And even if I can't walk directly through the fire with you, I'm going to be right there on the edge. You could look over and see me right there. And you have to put the one foot in front of the other and do those things. And if you're lost, ask for help and guidance. If you're not sure what the next thing is that you need to do, ask questions. Always, always, always ask questions. Those who ask the most questions have the most wins. Don't be fearful of asking questions, or that you're going to look dumb, or, like you don't know what you're doing. You don't. We all don't. We're just kind of like, all right, they look like they know it. Let's go ask them. That's how this world feels right now. It's like, does anybody know what's going on around here? Anybody? And you see somebody in the back of the room, you're like, you, get up here. Let's talk. And being open and humble to receive whatever it is that someone has to say, and impress it against your own spirit. See if it resonates. If it doesn't, no big deal. Just let it fall away. But if it does, and you're faced with having to make some choices, you got some deciding to do. But I promise you, the fear that comes along with making a decision of any kind of change, there is always that beauty on the other side of it. I promise you. Don't get stuck in your old ways because those are comfortable. They're not really comfortable. They're just familiar. But I can tell you what real comfort is knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you've got this. And to have that kind of confidence and that kind of knowing is the ultimate. That's that clarity. That's that ultimate high flying vibration feeling that we're all looking for. I hope this did find you guys well. Please let me know in the comments any questions, comments, observations that you had on this talk today. And I hope to see you guys next week. Take care.